Okay, y'all. So what we are doing today is we are doing the last reaction between aluminum nitrate and sodium hydroxide. As you can tell, these are both very clear liquids, and when you look at the reaction online, it does not produce a gas, so I don't need to use a balloon or an Erlenmeyer flask or anything like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is continue on with the same stuff that we've been doing. We have gathered our materials. I have 2 test tubes, a beaker, a graduated cylinder. I have my 2 chemicals, a scale, calculator, got my data table. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is, again, make sure that my scale is working, turn it on. You can just take my word for it. It hit 0. We're good. Okay. Next thing I need to do is I need to weigh all of the equipment that I will be using. Okay. So I'm going to weigh the beaker and my 2 test tubes. Okay. When I weigh the beaker and the 2 test tubes, now I might have a little bit of variation of mass here just because I might not have this like perfectly centered on the scale. So if we have a little bit of discrepancy there, that's probably what it's coming from. So the weight of the equipment was 176.23 grams. Okay, now I am going to add my reactants, okay? Because I have 2 liquids, that's why I have my 2 test tubes. Okay, so I'm going to do, yes, somebody's over there blowing up balloons. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably do about 20 milliliters of my sodium hydroxide. So I'm going to pour this in here, and I'm going to do it twice. This is a tiny graduated cylinder. Okay, so there's one, and I'm going to choose my first empty test tube here. I'm going to do that again.
Excuse me.
You're fine. Okay, so I have 20 milliliters of my sodium hydroxide in here. Now, the important thing to do with this situation, since I only have 1 graduated cylinder, I'm going to rinse it out so that I don't have any contamination when I pour in a new substance. Okay, so I'm going to dry it off real quick, knock all the water out. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing with the sodium nitrate. Okay, so again, doing 20 milliliters, so I'm going to pour this in here twice. Aluminum nitrate. There we go. So there's my first one right here. And here's my second one. Whoop, other way. Okay. Okay, it's 20 milliliters-ish. Okay, so here we go. Here's my second bunch, like that. Okay, now I'm going to weigh my entire setup. Okay, so here we go. Put the weight here. Oh, it's too heavy. It's too heavy for this scale. So let me grab another scale.
Go.
All right, so this scale didn't register high enough, so I had to grab another one. So my new mass with the reactants in there is 217.62 grams. So the weight of the reactants alone, I do this minus that, so 217.62 minus 176 23 gives me 41.39 grams of reactants. Okay, so now I'm going to pour one of them into the other. Okay, oh, let's do it against the black background so we can see what happens. Okay, see how it got really cloudy? That cloudy stuff is actually kind of like fine powder, so it's technically a solid, and then obviously it's in a liquid, so there you go. Now I've got to weigh it all again. Now the reason why I'm including this in the weight for the second time is because I included it on the first time. So I can't just do away with it. So when I put it down, oh my goodness, it is exactly 217.61, no, oh, it adjusted, 62 grams. Okay, so again, it is perfectly the same. So if I do the math, I do this minus that, I'll get 41.39 grams.